We got a bright ray of sunshine. Miss Lindy is here from Branson Bank. Hi, Miss Lindy.
Good morning. Good
How
morning.
how are you?
I'm great.
Did you have fun in your professional radio interview earlier this morning with Mr. Grisham?
I did. It's always much more professional.
Much more professional. That's exactly.
We're the first ones to tell you that.
Yeah, we don't bury the lead, Miss Lindy. But
we're the fun ones.
We thought you were going to have a special guest today, and we found out that it's the man upstairs.
Yes.
Not the Lord, the boss.
I brought your boss.
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Willoughby. And so we talked to earlier, for those of y'all that are all about some nostalgia, we teased that Mr. Willoughby would be on.
Yeah.
So here he is without further ado, Mr. Willoughby. Good morning, sir.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Real good.
Real good.
You want to get all the short jokes out of the way?
No.
Just the one before we got on
did
here.
that. Well, we did that off the air.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing up stuff that happened off the air, sir? This is a professional radio show.
You can take all the
There
fat
was a
jokes
time I used to say, if you're going to say it off the air, you can say it on the air.
Boy, you definitely don't want that, Steve Willoughby. So for the last couple of weeks, we have actually been talking a lot about our friends at Branson Bank. 25 years. This is a huge milestone for our friends at Branson Bank. As a matter of fact, 417-699-8446, $25 for 25 years to our friends at Darden Restaurants. Give me your first name, your last name, and your email address, and we will put it in the randomizer. You get a $25 gift certificate to go out and enjoy some food at our local restaurants.
Yes,
Miss Lindy,
absolutely.
is that all y'all are doing, just giving away some stuff?
Well, no, not all.
Not all. What else is going on?
You know, so let me give you some foundation.
Okay.
All
right.
So we've been talking over the last couple of weeks about 25 years, and Branson Bank started back in a humble trailer on 248 on March 22nd of 2000, so 25 years ago. And what's really great about that was when we first started, we were a startup. You know, we were a small business. We didn't buy out another bank to become what is Branson Bank. We did not go in and merge or do anything like that. Our founders, Bill Jones and Wes Strange, truly put in the work, spent several years devising and strategizing what Branson Bank was going to be. And they put in the hard work, opened doors, and now 25 years later, we have created a lot of lasting relationships with our local community, our friends and neighbors, especially in the small business community. So today, you know, we've got some great things. I'm going to tease a little bit, but we've got some great things that that are in store for us coming up in May. May is National Small Business Month. And so over the course of the next few weeks, we'll be here in the studio with you, sharing a little bit about our team, some of the professionals you'll meet at Branson Bank. We have a great business team where from our lenders to our concierge to our people that will go out to your business, help set up your business services on your computer so you can do your payroll, things of that nature. But we have a wonderful team that's going to be coming into the studio and chatting with you over the next few weeks.
So awesome. Love to hear stuff like that. We talk about Ozark Mountain Country as a big-time tourist destination, right? One of the things that separates Branson from Las Vegas and Nashville or even Myrtle Beach to a certain extent is the fact that we do have so many local small businesses. Now, we got some big-time corporations that have come in here, and we've also got some companies that have started small and grown to big-time corporations. But the fact of the matter is there are things to see and do here in Branson that you can't do anywhere else, and it starts with small business, and it starts with small business going to banks to making sure that they can afford to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Yeah, and not just the startups. I mean, you might find at some point during your business that you need more inventory or you need more operating costs or maybe you're wanting to expand and grow. There are so many different seasons with a small business that you may need a little support from your local banker. And I'm telling you, at Branson Bank, what differentiates us is we are a community bank. We have that community bank model. So the dollars that are deposited into Branson Bank are then sent out in the form of loans to support area businesses. Maybe it's helping with your first home. Your employees, they need somewhere to live. So we need to help make sure that they have a home at their in their area so they can continue working. There's so much opportunity with that. But at a community bank, you're building a relationship with your banker, and those dollars are staying right here in the community, impacting, you know, those that live right here in Taney and Stone County for Branson Bank. in comparison, those dollars might be going out of state, out of,
That's
on
right.
those regional national banks. And so
right.
we want to keep the dollars here, make it impactful for our friends and neighbors in Taney and Stone County.
That's all right. Miss Lindy Carr-Nielsen is here from Branson Bank. 25 years in the community, and we've seen Miss Lindy a lot over the last couple of weeks. Always awesome. She's always very informed.
Yep.
She always uses complete sentences. She always brings chocolate chip cookies.
I do.
Now, one of the reasons why I think it's awesome that people enjoy the chocolate chip cookies at Branson Bank is because some people get anxiety about going into the bank and dealing with bank, right? If you put a chocolate chip cookie in somebody's hand, they're going to calm down a little
Sure.
bit. They are.
Sure.
We have a little anxiety here in the studio because the boss is here, watching, judging, looking,
Lurking.
That's right. One of the best ever. Miss Lindy, why did you feel the need to bring Steve Willoughby with you this morning?
Well, aside from just bringing the boss
Are
down.
we in trouble?
Not yet, but if we keep talking, we will be.
Yeah, no. Well, we wanted to celebrate, 25 years. We didn't want to just come in one time, but over the course of this next year, we've got a great promotion in store for you. With Mr. Willoughby, we sat down early in the year and we talked about, what is it about Branson Bank? What is it that we want to do or support, or what's something we can do to help celebrate? And what came to mind to me is we started as a small business. We were a startup. How can we support some area small businesses in town? We know that we have some mom and pop shops and shops in the area. We have some small businesses that just need a hand up, on a few things. A lot of times their marketing budgets are very minuscule. And we know that marketing and advertising is how people learn about who you are and your brand and your culture and your offerings, of course. But if you don't have marketing or advertising and you're solely just putting everything into your word of mouth, it might not be as successful as it could be. So we want to try and help our neighbors here in Taney and Stone County, and we've partnered with Smart and Simple Communications with Mr. Willoughby, and to help some area small businesses.
Awesome. Mr. Willoughby.
Yes, sir.
Please step. Now, you want
lean right into
you
the
want to
mic.
lean into the mic. You want to be about a fist away from you. I know it's been a while since
Don't
you've
be
been
shy.
on. Boy, that look, son. That's a Mr. Willoughby.
I was doing this when you boys were. So don't be telling me about a microphone, all right, Russell?
This is fun.
Grab a razor blade.
know you
That's
love
what
it.
I'm saying. I'm just kidding. Let's keep
Trim that
this on
beard up.
Branson Bank.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. So lay it on us, sir.
I don't know. It feels like 4 or 5 years ago. It was maybe 15, 20 years ago. I had a conversation with Bill Jones at Branson Bank, and I was congratulating him on the success because, believe it or not, I'm old enough to remember 2000, 25 years ago. And I don't want to give the impression that everybody was, but people were saying, do we need another bank? Is this going to work? I mean, as Lindy talked, it was a startup, right? Well, it worked. And, one of the things, and Bill was kind, but he was direct as he usually is and very transparent and said, I appreciate the congratulations, but we had a plan. We knew what we wanted to bring to this area. We knew the types of people we wanted to hire, and we knew what our strategy was. They made that happen. And with all the new opportunities, with all the new challenges that small businesses face, man, they got to have that plan. I mean, they have to understand who we want to be, who we want to serve, and what we're doing in this area. Branson Bank would be a very good business to follow. So when Lenny came in and we started talking a few months ago, it was like, yeah, let's give back, let's serve, let's have some fun. And you're going to have an opportunity to get to know the bankers at Branson Bank, and you don't have to do a lot of research until you hear about, well, if you don't have that relationship with your banker, if you don't have where they can help you, where they can maybe push you a little bit and support you always, you're really missing out as a small business person. And then, they were kind enough to say, hey, can we look at some marketing aspects? And we've got, really, it's Branson Bank here. She's given me a lot of the spotlight. Branson Bank is putting on a lunch and learn in early May. And in that time, Smart and Simple Communications is going to give a presentation. And it's not going to be by this type of advertising or that or whatever. It is really, let's talk about that plan. Let's talk about that proven, repeatable process. advertising is a mirror when it comes right down to it. And we've all had those times in our lives that maybe we didn't want to stand in front of a mirror because we didn't like the reflection there. Advertising is a reflection of your business. How you provide that customer experience, the customer experience, your people experience every time they come in, how you serve people. And man, that's so important because there's so many different options. All advertising works just like all mirrors give a great reflection. It's what are you bringing to that story?
Amen to that. Steve Willoughby, Smart and Simple Communications, Miss Lindy Carnelson from Branson Bank, Josh and Kev here on the Upside Legends 106.3 KRZK. Kevin and I have both worked in other businesses before. We've been managerial positions in other businesses before. And the one thing that you constantly hear, especially when you're dealing with the upper bosses, when you have a crunch, the first thing that goes is marketing and advertising. And it really should be one of the last things to go. People look at it and they're like, oh, that's something that doesn't affect us daily in our restaurant or in our business or whatever. And the truth is, it is super important when you have that downturn to let people know not only what you have, but that you're still there offering your service to the community.
Well, and I think Branson Bank gives a great example of once you become a customer of Branson Bank, how they take care of you. And sadly, there's a lot of small businesses that they're, let's get that one buy and see what happens, or let's get them in that one time. Well, that can be fun, but it's not a long-lasting relationship at that particular point. So as we put this Lunch and Learn together, I say we, again, Lindy's doing all the heavy lifting there, but it's a great partnership, and we're going to give people an opportunity to learn, people an opportunity to challenge, and people an opportunity to really, again, get to know Branson Bank. And, we haven't talked about on the scam side of things and the fraud side and what people learn there, because that's such an issue.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, I'm talking like I'm the expert. I'm going to let the expert talk here in a minute. But sometimes we think, well, maybe that's elderly, that's whatever. Your old partner, Russell Willoughby, just told me a few weeks ago about one of his partners, 35 years old, obviously pretty good on the computer, understands what's going on. He was a victim. He said, I can't believe I fell for it, but I did. And looking back, it looks like it, but that's what's going on, and that's what people are facing every day.
Yeah. So at this Lunch and Learn, we've got a great business team. We've got a great few commercial lenders that help with all kinds of loans. We've got great individuals that help with checking accounts and placement of the services that you need to operate. But one person that will be with us is Becca Mullen. She's our Chief Compliance Officer at the bank, and she has been part of our fraud group. And so much is going on these days. It's a daily thing where fraudsters are seeking ways to manipulate and steal your money. And they get better. They're getting better and better every day. And one thing that I love that Becca and the groups that she's involved in, she helped put together this group called the Taney County Financial Crimes Group. And so she went to area law enforcement, to our peers at other banks, and they hold a monthly meeting where they can talk about real time, what is going on, what are the scams that are hitting our front doors right now. How can we get ahead of it? How can we educate? How can we make sure that, in the case of elderly issues that I can go to my parents and say, don't be doing this, and I can then educate them.
Right.
What's the information there that can help hopefully get in front of it? Now, at the bank level, our front-facing customer service representatives, they've built a relationship with our customers. They know who they are. They know, what they have going on. And certain times there's things that stick out. They're like, that just doesn't look right. Why would they be, coming in and asking for a large sum of money in cash?
Yeah.
Or why would they be doing this? And so they're trained to ask questions. And not to be offensive or not be,
Right.
take away from your privacy. It's your
right.
money.
To be protective.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so there have been many times where we've helped intervene and helped stop them from making a big mistake. But I will tell you, a lot of times those individuals, if they've already been scammed, there's a level of emotional embarrassment there that it's almost like they don't want to admit that it's happened. But I'm telling you right now, as your banker, regardless of what bank you go to, we want to help. We want to help stop the floodgates. We want to make sure that you are not being taken advantage of.
Right.
And here's the thing: a lot of times these scammers, they've got they're on the phone with you when you
Yeah.
walk into the bank. They're in your pocket,
Yeah.
and so if someone is ever asking you to do that, that's obviously a big red flag.
flag,
Don't keep them on the phone. They should have no business in that. So, at this Lunch and Learn, in addition to the amazing resources and tools that our business team has when it comes to products and services that we offer at the bank, we also want to help our area businesses get on the forefront. It's not just individuals that are being hit with this fraud.
Yeah.
It's also businesses. There are specific tactics they're using, et cetera, and we want to make sure that they have the information that they need to stay in front of it.
And it's probably good advice, no matter what financial institution you are or whatever. If you feel that way, stop, hang up, call that financial institution immediately and ask them what
100%.
Because chances are nobody from that institution is going to reach out to you and ask for any of that information, do any of that. So if you ever feel uncomfortable or anything like that, just hang up and call.
Absolutely.
Your
It's,
people.
was it Reagan? Trust but verify.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. Right. So, you're never going to get in trouble for picking up the phone and calling, saying, "Hey, is this kosher? Is this legit? Like, is this actually a thing?" When is this Lunch and Learn?
It will be May 8th.
Okay.
There will be a link to RSVP. Seating is limited. So we'll be doing that through smartandsimplecommunications.com/Branson Bank. There will be there'll be a link on there where you can sign up to attend. We'll provide you with a box lunch, probably Chick-fil-A. We love Chick-fil-A. So
It's the Lord's chicken.
We'll be
I
sure
mean,
to feed
son.
you. We'll be sure to feed you, and then we're going to send you home with lots of great information from the bank as well as Smart and Simple Communications.
Yeah, and that link will be. You guys will let everybody know.
Oh,
when
yeah.
that's up
Oh, yeah.
next
Totally.
week.
100%.
And-
We might even share it on our Facebook page, son.
Really?
Yeah. how
The
about
upside with
that?
Josh and them.
Facebook page. That's awesome.
Well,
The other thing that I would talk about is, Lindy talked about it. We want to help. We want some businesses walking away with good information, with maybe some new questions to think about, to come up with new answers, but also walk away with a plan. And Branson Bank and Smart and Simple Communications going to allow 3 winners, or have 3 winners, and those winners are going to be pretty happy when they walk away.
Yes. So throughout the month of May, as I said, we're going to be visiting with you guys at the radio station with some of our team members. But what we wanted to do through the rest of the year, because we are celebrating 25 years, we wanted to make sure that some area businesses benefited from some advertising dollars, because as we know, those budgets are very small. Sometimes they don't have the dollars. If they come and join us at that Lunch and Learn, if they come in and speak with us, do a clarity call with Smart and Simple Communications, there's going to be some opportunity where we can speak and they can enter to win 3 different cash prizes, and advertising prizes. They'll be able to create some print ads, radio ads, and digital ads.
Oh, awesome.
With those. And those dollar amounts, we're starting with the main winner will get $25,000, the second will get $20,000, and the third $15,000. A total of $60,000
Wow.
in advertising
Yeah.
that they will be able to use throughout the rest of 2025.
That's awesome.
So hopefully that will make a huge impact on their growth of their business, give them an opportunity to see that marketing does work.
Yep.
And we're going to tailor that to what works for them. We're going to be looking at, what their strategy needs to be, their demographics, et cetera. So we're really excited to help share some of the success of our 25 years with individuals in our community.
So awesome. That will be smartandsimplecommunications.com/Branson Bank. Once that link is live, we will let y'all know. Steve brought up the importance of the local advertising. Lindy took it a step further and talked about customizing and tailor making it. One of the things that we've learned here at Ozarks.com, working with Smart and Simple Communications, doing the radio show, we have so many different tools in our toolbox that we can use. If you want video, if you want audio, if you want writing, if you want any of that stuff, we can do it all for you here, right? And plus, being local, like, who better than someone local that already knows what you've got, right? May 8th?
May 8th.
May 8th, where? Do we know?
We do know.
Oh, okay.
Think we ought to talk about it?
I think we should. We probably should. They know when. They just don't know when.
It'll be at the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Branson Chamber of
Okay.
Commerce here in town. But again, I want to stress you'll need to register
Yes.
to be there because seating will be limited, and those spots will go quick.
100%.
So be sure that you register as soon as that's dropped next Wednesday.
Awesome. Did we get it all? Is that it?
we did.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Always good to see you, Miss Lindy.
you.
Mr. Willoughby, it's...
I mean, Lindy carried it, but,
yeah, she did.
Carried you, too.
And you did all right. You did. I'm glad
She always does.
I'm glad you went on with Grisham first and sort of got your nerves out. I know it's been a while since you've been on the the program here. So we appreciate it, and we will do our best to keep everyone in the loop. This is a big deal, not only the Lunch and Learn, but the whole year of festivities, Branson Bank, 25 years.
Yes, sir.
Miss Lindy, as always, thank you for the cookies. It's amazing when Miss Lindy usually comes in and she brings a bag of cookies. They might last like a week or so, right? 2 weeks maybe. These aren't even lasting. Like, she's been in like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and they are gone. I'm talking about as soon as Scott McCauley sees them, they're gone. They are 100% gone. So we appreciate you filling us up.
He smells them before he sees them.
Boy, you sure right about that. BransonBank.com. Kevin Russell, it is straight up.